Welcome to the end. So you're going to learn a little bit about me today. I like puns. That's not a typo. I like whiskey. And I'm such a rebel. I like to bend the rules. They said don't include your own title slide, but oh, look, I did it anyways. But this talk is not about me. It's about this guy. He makes whiskey because he's already won at life. And that's whiskey in his hand. This is whiskey here. I mentioned bending the rules. They said don't make this a pitch, right? Nobody likes a pitch. And so I'm not going to make this a pitch. I don't care if you buy whiskey. So this is not a pitch, but that is pitch. This is the pitch drop experiment. And I want you to learn a little bit today. And I want you to learn after this. I want you to go to Wikipedia and look it up because it's pretty interesting. I thought so at least. I'm a huge geek. Okay, but back to whiskey. So what is whiskey? Whiskey is an alcoholic beverage, right? It's tasty. It's distilled, and it's made from fermented grains. So you see an example of that over there. That's corn, the best grain. So how do they make it? So you take something like corn or malted barley mash. You ferment that, and fermenting it gives you alcohol. And no offense to some of my beer brewing friends, but don't stop there. That's lazy. Now you have alcohol, but you need to concentrate that deliciousness, right? So you heat it up. You do a little science experiment. I swear that's not my kitchen, although I'm a little bit jealous. You heat it up and you distill the alcohol. You concentrate the goodness and the liquid courage, which is very important. And then sometimes you age it, right? Some people age their whiskey for 10 years, 12 years, 20 years. But why wait that long? Well, you age it in charred wooden barrels, often oak, and that acts a little bit like a Brita filter, right? So you're refining it, you're filtering out some of the bad stuff, but you also add a little bit of the flavor of the wood, and that's what makes it really kind of nice and tasty. It also colors it, right? So when you see brown liquor, you see this with rum sometimes, with brandies, that implies that it's probably been aged in wood, but buyer beware, some people add food coloring, and I don't support that. Okay, but you can't just drink whiskey, so where does it fit in? So these are other things you can drink. I'm a super healthy guy, so sometimes I drink water. I'm also apparently a redneck, so I really like brandy, but once in a while, some Crystal Light. But this is all about whiskey. So what does that mean? Well, Scotch is a type of whiskey, right? And so that's often, a point of confusion. American whiskey includes a lot of things, particularly bourbon, which is delicious. Sometimes rye. Sorry, Mick, but that's for suckers. Not all rye whiskey is American. There are other whiskeys. So some of the key terms. So Scotch is from Scotland, which seems clear. It's made according to certain rules. Bourbon is from America, which is awesome. It's mostly made from corn, 51% or more. Rye, big surprise, uses rye as its grain. Who would have thought? Canadian whiskey is rye from Canada, but that's not okay. This is not prohibition, okay? We're free again. We don't have to smuggle whiskey from Canada. You can buy Scotch from Scotland. You can buy Irish whiskey. You can buy bourbon. So, just FYI. Okay, so what does proof mean? When people say it's high proof, right? So this is 101 proof. That's just double the alcohol percentage, right? It's just to kind of make us feel manlier, like I'm drinking 90 proof, not 45%. What a tough guy. So whiskey starts at 40%, right? 35%, you got to keep trying. That's basically beer. So 80 proof is where you get started. 90 proof, so Bulleit bourbon, hence the pun in the talk, is 90 proof. It's a quality American whiskey. Stronger whiskeys will stand up well to an ice cube or a splash of water. It won't dilute the flavor, so that's kind of nice. If it's strong enough, you can probably use it on your cuts, but just put it in your belly and go see a doctor. It'll make the waiting room a little bit more fun. And you can make it even stronger, but you don't want to distill away the flavor, right? So don't go overboard. So some whiskeys are really old, right? 17 years, but it gets even older than that. So that must be better. It's more expensive for sure, but better just depends on who's drinking it, right? So it's smoother, but it adds a lot of the wood flavor and it removes a lot of the grain flavor. So not everyone's into that. It doesn't have that kick that some people like. But it's fancy, so nothing wrong with it. Blended whiskey, you take whiskeys from different ages, different barrels, you put them together. You can get a very consistent flavor, and some people like that. Purists will be really snobby about it. Don't let people be snobby about your whiskey. You drink what you want, as long as it's not Canadian. But how do you drink it? So I like it neat. You just need a glass and whiskey. It's very simple. You could do it on a desert island. So some people call it straight up, right? You could also drink it on the rocks, which means ice, but again, we want to be manly. You could ask for a water back, which means they'll give you a little bit of water to splash in and add to your taste. You could shoot it, but but only shoot really nice whiskey if you're really sad, okay? Just save it for the special occasions. And next time around, I also like brandy, as you saw from that slide, so maybe we could talk about that. In the meantime, feel free to buy me a drink. Thank you.